Hey folks, Pro Bass Fisherman Mark Lassane here. My garage was completely cluttered with outdoor gear, but then I discovered StoreQuest Self-Storage. Now, check out my space. It's like my own personal oasis. All my fishing rods, my gear, have a home away from home. With everything neatly organized, I can spend more time doing what I love. Thanks to my StoreQuest unit, I've decluttered my life and made room for adventure.
Here at Bridgeford, we make all of our products with 100% American beef and pork. We source everything exclusively from the United States for our beef jerky, pepperoni, summer sausage, and salami.
We've always focused on having the highest quality products. We do that by investing in new cutting-edge technology while still trying to maintain the old world values that our great-grandfather instilled in us.
Being a family company, we like to think of a lot of our products as being for family occasions and get-togethers. We like to think of our products being made by our family for your family.
Hey, Northern California bass anglers. Ready to elevate your fishing game? Ford Fairfield partners with Bass Angler Magazine to offer top-notch trucks tailored for your needs. Our simple pricing ensures a fair deal and exceptional service. We live and breathe.
The newest addition to the Basscat STS family is here. Introducing the Caracal STS, showcasing aggressive styling paired with enhanced performance and a continued dedication to raising the bar. Measuring in at 20 feet 2 inches with an ultra-wide 96-inch beam and rated for a 250 to 300 horsepower engine, the Caracal STS boasts agility and speed and is finished with premium features to satisfy any angler. Basscat Boats. Feel the rush.
Tackle Warehouse has been the premier online tackle shop since 2003, with a huge selection of not only the latest and greatest from the biggest brands, but the hard-to-find regional specialties as well. Tackle Warehouse. Click, save, fish.
The news continues.
Right now, news moves fast, unlike anything we've seen before. So we have to be ready.
Ready to get it to you when it happens and with the smart context you need.
Dish customers can stream us live anytime, anywhere. With the Dish Anywhere app and the Fox News app, we're there.
With real news and real honest opinion, and it's all included in your Dish service, so you don't miss a moment.
With the Dish Anywhere app or the Fox News app, you can watch live breaking news anytime, anywhere.
Randall and I want to talk to you real quick about choosing the right electronics mount for your bass boat.
And we know the quality and effort that Van Foster has put into this company.
So what you get is a custom fitted mount, not some mass-produced universal mount for every bass boat out there.
Seat pedestal plugs, tool holders, steering wheel spacers, and battery trays are all made with the same attention to detail that Bass Boat Technologies is known for. Check them out at bassboattech.com. You'll be glad you did.
It's a sure bet. You'll get lucky at Gold Country Casino Resort, where players are treated and winners are made. Getting lucky is the only thing on the menu. And nightlife, it's more than entertaining. After you've won, sharing your luck has never been more comfortable. Bet you'll get lucky at Gold Country Casino Resort.
Hi, this is Josh McMurray. I'm the city manager for the city of Oakley. We're located on the Delta. We have a beautiful shoreline, and we really want to promote the city as the gateway to the Delta and showcase everything that we have to offer. We have a beautiful downtown that's expanding, brand new restaurants. What we're trying to do is build that brand to make sure that people know that you can come to Oakley and you can do everything that you want associated with the Delta, and you can still stay here, eat here, and have a good time in a very family-friendly and safe environment.
It's the moment when everything is on the line and precision, power, and control make all the difference. A moment over 20 years in the making, anchored on loyalty, trust, and support that goes beyond all expectations. A relentless pursuit of perfection. all born from a revolutionary idea to help you rule the water. Power Pole.
Bass Angler Magazine brings you more. If you want to learn the latest techniques, win your next bass tournament, or simply catch more bass, then Bass Angler Magazine is for you. From California to Florida, finesse to frogging, Bass Angler Magazine is jam-packed with how-to information from the world's best pros. Published every season, Bass Angler Magazine is crammed with fresh new articles designed to help anglers of all levels learn more and catch more bass. Sign up at bassanglermag.com today. Bass Angler is also available at Tackle Warehouse, Bass Pro, Cabela's, or for your mobile device at the Apple newsstand.
Competitive anglers powered by Mercury Pro XS outboards have won more bass fishing tournaments than all other brands combined. With lightning-quick acceleration, legendary reliability, and lightweight design, Pro XS has everything you need to travel farther, faster, and harder.
All right, welcome in everybody to the BAM Trail. That's right, this is the Bass Boat Technology BAM Trail, brought to you by Tackle Warehouse with a special thank you to Anderson Toyota. We are in the desert, and if you can't tell, we got a little storm coming through. We were shut off yesterday for 4 hours. Today we're shut off for 4 hours. There's going to be lightning. There's going to be thunder. There's going to be rain, and the rain came first. It wasn't supposed to come till about 3 or 4. It came a little early. You know, that's how it goes out here in the desert. Wind blew really hard yesterday for about a half hour, 40 minutes. Had to be off the water. Now we're coming in. They are coming in right now. I look to my right, and I see what is going on out there, and it is some nasty weather. These guys are probably going to be happy today that they had to get off, you know, with only 4 hours. But we're going to make the best of it. We got a canopy up here. We've got this going. We got everything set up. So it should be a great event. We had yesterday, Bryant Smith was leading big time up there. Randy Pearson made it on his keeper count. Big keeper count for him. I got to unload all my stuff right here. It's time to pull off the wrappers. Because when I look down here right now, all I can tell you is that I see a bunch of zeros. Everything got reset. They're all back to this, and now it is whoever can bring in the biggest 5. That man is going to take home $50,000, and everybody else is taking home the rest of the money. We're doing $150,000 down here in the desert on Lake Mohave, Catherine Landing. It is here. It is going on. Mark wants to show off his big check that he doesn't get to take home. You got to give that away, Mark. You got to give that away. But there is one angler out there that's going to walk away with that big check right there. And you know what? Mark even did this so they get to keep the big one. They get a little check that actually can go into the bank, but they get that big one to take home. So that's an amazing deal just in its own. They get a great big trophy to go with it. It's going to be a really weird tournament that we had here. Don Pedro was a nice tournament, man. We had Shasta earlier this year for one of our pro-ams that we had to cancel a day there. Weather this year so far has gotten us a little bit. But you know what, Mark? It doesn't matter. Those are 60 of the most professional anglers we have. I know I'm trying to keep that a little dry, but it's right here. There's the lightning. There's the thunder.
I just want you to be able to see it. Yeah, here comes the lightning,
exactly.
Thunder. Good thing these guys are getting off the water now.
Yeah.
It's good.
I mean, honestly, they gave it. We said this yesterday. You know, is it the Parks Department, right? Parks Department did not have to give us any time. They could have said, you know what, you can't go out. They gave us 4 hours yesterday. They gave us 4 hours today. These anglers had to go out and make the best of it. We do appreciate them doing that. This is a major event for our sport and here on the West Coast. And at least we had that much time. And I'm sure those guys are out there are very glad that they got to fish it all today.
I think they're happy they got to come in. I'm going to tell you, those guys, they're catching them today.
Wow.
The fish are biting. It's a short day, but I'm going to say somebody's going to have 20 pounds.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know,
you notice how he put the 20 pounds in this time, right? So yesterday was 14. Now we're up to 20. But you know what? There were 66 anglers on Friday. Saturday. It's Sunday. So they're down to 10. Those guys had to go out there. They have had 2 days of trying to qualify, make it past cut day, and now they're here. Top 10 on the water. Top 10 are coming off the water. Mark, you're saying, oh, they're catching them out there good. This storm coming in is normally good for fishing, bad for fishing. Everybody always wants to know that.
Storms are good for fishing.
Okay.
Let me rephrase that. Storms are bad for fishing, good for catching.
There you go. That's the best way to say it, right? I mean, that's what we have out here is storms blowing in is usually that time. You can go out there. It's like, hey, if you see a storm coming, get on the water. Go catch some good fish because they're going to be biting. Now, what happens after this storm?
Oh, then it gets tough.
Yeah.
But you know what? We're not worried about that now because we're not fishing after this storm.
Well, these guys aren't, but you are.
Oh,
a bunch of guys. There's another tournament coming up. Havasu's going to be coming up, so we've got a few things coming. You know, you guys are going to have to deal with that. And that's one of those things that this is going to end today. This is going to end in just a few more minutes. We're going to crown a champion. We're going to give away a big old fatty check. You know, it's one of those things, right? They don't get any real money. They just get a nice little thing here. But you know, it's one of those things that it is so hard to go out there and be a professional angler on the West Coast when things like this happen. You know, this year, like I said, the weather's kind of gotten us a little bit this year. Pedro was beautiful, but Shasta for our Pro-Am and that sort of thing, we had to cancel a day. Luckily, we didn't have to cancel any days here.
You know, for these events, it's a little bit different because these guys, they don't get to practice. They show up 30 days later, right? But they could have been on the water 31 days prior to this event, but everything would have been way different. Now they show up here 31 days later, no practice, no information, no nothing. They got to just go out and figure them out on the fly. So these top 10 guys, hats off to them. I mean, they figured it out. They caught a lot of keepers. They caught a lot of weight. I mean, it took like 20 pounds to get into the top 5 on weight. And it was like 25, 28 keepers to get into the top 5 on the keeper count. So these guys had to really catch them.
And let me ask you a little bit about that because now keeper count is gone for today. But a lot of these guys, they were finding bedfish. They were catching those bedfish. Storm comes up like this. The wind blew last night. What does that really do? Is that make that just a non-issue any longer? Those guys are not catching bedfish?
You know, it wasn't that bad out there earlier. I mean, right now, you know.
Yeah, right now is an exception. It's blowing.
Right now is different. But earlier, you know, I think a couple guys probably caught a couple bedfish because you could see, I was out with guys and you could see the bottom. I could tell that there's a few beds. I wasn't with anybody that was bed fishing, but a couple guys said, yeah, I think I caught 1 or 2 off a bed. So, you know, so yeah, they could have done that earlier today. They could have got into a pocket where they could have seen a couple, but we did have overcast all day, so it's harder to see them. But you still can maybe find a few. You know, a lot of these fish are post-spawn. There's still a few pre-spawn fish, but those ones are in different areas than the spawners. You know, they're out on the ledges. They're out a little bit deeper. There's some other places, and that's where these guys are getting those really big ones. Up on these flats, you know, I was with one guy, and we were basically scoping fish on a flat, just moving it back and forth, looking, and then he would see a fish, swim by, and throw out to it. You know, and you don't catch every single one. You throw to like 20 and you catch one, or 30 and you catch one. But when he caught those, they were a good one. You know, they're like close to 4 pounds. So I saw, God, today I was out. I was only with 4 or 5 guys, and I probably saw 6 or 7 4-pounders, maybe bigger.
Now, all weekend long, you know, you've been out there interviewing these guys on the water, talking to them, seeing them. I think when you're out there moving around, the reason I kind of talk about bed fishing is it's a little bit of a factor on this tournament. I saw some really good fish up here that had some big bellies on them. They're ready to spawn, and that's obvious. But how much do you really think the bed fishing played a role for today? I mean, if these fish are, you know, you got to find them or not, you got to know where they're at. If you're scoping or you're doing anything else, are they really going to look for those for weight? Or are they just going, no, like you just said, they need to look for the big ones?
I don't think today. You know, maybe somebody, if you were out there practicing, you know, on one of the nice days, and you found a couple of big ones that were kind of in some obscure place, you may have saved those for today. So, you know, I was out with Ish earlier, and he goes, yeah, there's a 3 and a 4 over there. If I make Sunday, I'm going to save those. And so he went off fishing. He didn't make it today.
I was going to say, Ish is standing right over here, so I'm guessing he didn't make it.
I mean, Ish got a check. He
got a check.
He did well.
Yeah.
He just didn't make the top 10. So if he did save those fish, he didn't get a chance to go back for them. So nobody that I was with told me that they had any fish saved. In this format,
yes,
a guy, if you had a nice day, a guy may have gone out and just ran the bank and looked for spawners, look for a couple big ones, and saved those for the final day. I don't think with the weather, everything that's going on today, I don't think that happened.
I know that we've seen a lot of 4-pounders and 5, some 5-pounders have come in and things like that. Now, we were just on Lake Don Pedro up there. We had a 13-pounder weighed in. We had, guys set their own personal records up here. Adam Deacon set his own personal best. He had a great big fish. Did you see any fish when you were out there at all that looked anything like that? Is this a body of water where one of these guys could walk in with a 10-plus pounder today?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, there's
are they in the water? Do you think?
I'm sure there's a few 10-pounders here, but it's not prevalent like Don Pedro. There's no trout here, so I mean there may be trout here, but there's not like trout eaters like at Don Pedro. Those fish get really big, eating trout. Yeah. It's like Bullard's Bar. They eat kokanee. Once those spotted bass get to about 3 pounds, they start eating kokanee, and they get really big really fast.
Yeah.
So here, they have the regular bait. They have, probably sculpin, gobies, bluegill, crappie, crawfish. So they can get big, but not ginormous big.
Right.
Probably, I'd say a 7-8 pounder is a really big one here.
Okay.
So we could see a 6, but I don't think. I could be wrong. I've been wrong many times before, but we could maybe see a 6-pounder.
Yeah,
we saw a 5.5.
5.5 pounder. And that's one of the things. This is even though today, when you look at that screen, it all says 0. I have talked to just about every one of these guys right here. Adam Deacon, Ty Manarola, Bryant Smith. I've talked to every one of these guys. They don't care. They think that is a great way for this to go. They love this format. They love seeing it. Bryant had a good lead. Now, Keeper's also got some, Randy in there. Randy Pearson's in there. And, he was right there with Keepers.
Yeah.
Not weight, but with Keepers. That's, I think, what everybody talked about. So when you're looking at this and you see these guys coming up and you're going, they got 0 weight. It's like, yeah, they got 0 weight today. They made it to the top 10 either way they went, but they absolutely love this format. And I think this is really pure right now. What these guys have to do, go out there, catch the best 5 they can.
Everybody but Bryant Smith thinks it's really pure.
Right.
Like
Bryant was ready for it to be canceled yesterday.
And Zach Thompson, all the guys that had led going into the final day. It's hard for the guy at the top, because it's not carrying over. Especially if they have a 4 or 5 pound lead, probably would win if it was only weight.
100%.
But this is a different format. This is we're doing a show. We're doing something different on the West Coast.
Well, and I think what's really cool is yesterday, Dan Frazier made it by the skin of his teeth. He made it in the 10th. He made it right there in the 10th place. He was so excited. It's like, all I got to do is make it the 10th, right? Now he's got a chance to go out there, go from 10th, go to 1st, hoist up a big old check. That's all you got to do is make the bottom, because everything is same. You're not sitting there looking at Brian going, man, I gotta come in and try to beat 24, 25, 26 pounds. I don't have that. I don't have it on the water. It's 0. All you got to beat is somebody else now.
Yeah, I fished with I didn't fish, but I was with Dan because I didn't get to. Unfortunately, he said, grab a rod and fish. I said, I can't do that. I want to, but I can't.
Right.
But it was interesting going with him because he told me he basically got in to the top 10 fishing for bedfish.
Okay.
Just running down the bank, fishing for bedfish, right? And a few live scope fish. But when I saw him, he was fishing for largemouth. He's going for something totally different. He goes, I can't win with those fish, but I could maybe win with largemouth. So let's, we cut to 0 and let's see if we can do this with big ones.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely. Well, you know what? It's that time that we can pay some sponsors, get some sponsor money going, pay some bills, get some things going. Because I'm looking over there, and those tanks looking pretty full. I see some guys holding up some big fish over there. That's a little crazy.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my. this could get interesting. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to yell back here to Thomas. Let's go to commercial, and when we come back, we're going to start making our way towards crowning a champion. So make your way back out, and let's watch it all.
Bass Angler Magazine brings you more. If you want to learn the latest techniques, win your next bass tournament, or simply catch more bass, then Bass Angler Magazine is for you. From California to Florida, finesse to frogging, Bass Angler Magazine is jam-packed with how-to information from the world's best pros. Published every season, Bass Angler Magazine is crammed with fresh new articles designed to help anglers of all levels learn more and catch more bass. Sign up at bassanglermag.com today. Bass Angler is also available at Tackle Warehouse, Bass Pro, Cabela's, or for your mobile device at the Apple newsstand.
The newest addition to the Basscat STS family is here. Introducing the Caracal STS, showcasing aggressive styling, paired with enhanced performance and a continued dedication to raising the bar. Measuring in at 20 feet 2 inches with an ultra-wide 96-inch beam and rated for a 250 to 300 horsepower engine, the Caracal STS boasts agility and speed and is finished with premium features to satisfy any angler. Basscat boats. Feel the rush.
Randall and I want to talk to you real quick about choosing the right electronics mount for your bass boat.
And we know the quality and effort that Van Foster has put into this company.
So what you get is a custom fitted mount, not some mass produced universal mount for every bass boat out there.
Seat pedestal plugs, tool holders, steering wheel spacers, and battery trays are all made with the same attention to detail that Bass Boat Technologies is known for. Check them out at bassboattech.com. You'll be glad you did.
Tackle Warehouse has been the premier online tackle shop since 2003, with a huge selection of not only the latest and greatest from the biggest brands, but the hard-to-find regional specialties as well. Tackle Warehouse. Click, save, fish.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to the Bass Boat Technology BAM Trail, brought to you by Tackle Warehouse, with a special thank you to Anderson Toyota for coming out here and giving us the help that we need to come on down to these great places. We are in the beautiful state of Arizona. It is absolutely beautiful out here for Arizona, right? It's pouring down rain. We got lightning. We got thunder. But most of all, we got 10 anglers over there with big bags of fish that want to weigh in. But our first angler that we're going to bring up onto the stage, this is how we do this. Let's bring him up, Mr. Bryant Smith. Bryant, come on up here, man. All right, buddy. Now, you were, look in that camera, you were first coming in. You're not first now, man. You just got a dead zero, and that's okay because that makes you even with everybody else, man. You got to show them what kind of an angler you are now. Top 10. All you got to do is beat them. So, look in that camera right there. Tell everybody at home, all the people that sponsor you, all the people that get you here, and talk a little bit about what you did out there.
Yeah, no, I had a great week, and I can't do it without my support system. You know, my wife at home taking care of the kid, holding down the fort. Without her, none of this is possible. And a lot of my great sponsors, you know, a couple I want to mention, Greater Bay Protective Services and Smith & Sons Construction. You know, they made this season happen for me. Skeeter Yamaha. You know, I'm lucky enough to run 2 boats, so I can have an elite boat, and I got the Pro Tour boat out here. Without them, none of this really happens, and everybody else who supports me. Man, I love this lake. This lake is so much fun. It is amazing how much quality is in this lake, and all I really did all week was put my Ghost down, my Lowrance Ghost down, and stare at my screen, my HDS Live Active Target 2, and I just threw it dots all day long. Just covered a bunch of water. I put that trolling motor on high. And, you know, we just threw it as many as we could. Picked up a reaction bait today with the wind and the rain and caught a few on that. But that Strike King tumbleweed, the new tumbleweed, it's a dice bait. That did all of the damage the first 2 days. So it was a lot of fun out there. Caught a lot of fish. It's going to be a close one, but I'm ready to get this thing started.
I'm going to ask you one question, and maybe you can answer it for all the people at home. We had a discussion back at the table, back at the hotel, at our room. What the heck does that thing emulate?
I have no idea. I really don't. I think it's just a really good bait for clear water, smallmouth, and then highly pressured fish too. It just gets a lot of bites. It's something that's really subtle. It just sits there and moves while you don't have to move it. Throwing that on an Alpha Angler DSR, Lew's Custom Light, 12-pound braid, 8-pound test. You know, sometimes I have to drop down to 6 with these clear water fish, but that setup right there does a lot of damage for smallmouth on me.
All right. Well, Bryant, what we're going to do is we're going to give you the hot seat. Now, you're probably going to be out of that really quick since you're not weighing any fish right now, but we're going to sit you down over there, and we're going to bring up our first angler. And when that first angler comes up, he's more than likely going to take that because he's going to have some weight, and Bryant's not. But it's going to be fun to do this. Bryant will be the last person to weigh in today, so get ready for what he's going to bring up afterwards. It's going to come down to him and the end, and the angler sitting in that hot seat. So the last place they want to be is sitting in that hot seat. Mark, are you ready to weigh some fish? Let's go. I've got an angler sitting right over here. He's out of Paso Robles, California. Mr. Dan Frazier, come on up here, Dan. Hey. How you doing, man? Welcome up. It is Championship Sunday. You're standing on the stage. That's a great place to be, man. You got 5 fish in that bag. That 5 fish, we're going to see if you can take that hot seat. All you have to have is 1 ounce. You have 1578. 1578. That is absolutely going to put you in that hot seat right now. We're not going to weigh a big fish. We're not going to do anything like that. You're going to go right over there. Wait, come over here. He's going to hold up a couple fish. Mark is excited and wants to get this thing going. Beautiful bass right there. Those are some good ones. I mean, that was great weight right there, 1578. And I caught probably 20 fish. It doesn't count today. You can only bring in 5. That's what makes this thing great, right? Come over here real quick and let's talk a little bit about how you did it, and, thank the people at home that get you here, because nobody gets here on their own, not at this level.
Right. You know what? Brian said, my support system's so cool. My kids encourage me to do this. My friends do. My sponsors. This Fallen Firefighter Relief Fund. They're a good deal. They support firefighters that die in the line of duty and stuff like that. So I'm proud to represent them. Pro Point Lures, P-Line, Robo Worms, Jim's Pro Bass. I mean, there's a couple more, but I'm just happy that I get to do this.
Well, yesterday when you made that top 10, you were standing right over there and you went, wait, I got in, man. You were so excited to be here. It's Championship Sunday. You're on the stage. You're going to be in the hot seat for who knows long, you never know. I mean, you just dropped 1578 right there. Now, Mark says it's going to be 20 pounds coming in, but you don't know that. You might be the guy that has 1570. You might be the last guy sitting in that chair right there. You got to hold your head up high.
If the lightning struck all those guys right there, I'd win.
Have them all hold their hands up higher. Wave at them or something. But right now, Dan, sit down in that seat right there, and I'll call up the next angler. We'll see how long Dan gets to hold that seat out right there. I'm looking down here. We got a Turlock, California angler, Mr. Christian Ostrander. Come on up here, Christian. Let's get some fish going here now. Now, Christian, you need to go 1579, man. He has 5 fish in that bag. Mark was so close. 1894. He's going to take that hot seat right there. Now, Christian, you have been here before. Hold up a couple of those fish. Let's get some pictures real quick, and then we'll talk this over just a little bit. Finally, we're going to make a little break in the rain here, hopefully. Beautiful bass right there. Some smallmouth bass. Now, Christian, you're one of those guys that loves those big largemouth. So you had to change things up. You had to come out here. This is a good fishery right here, and you guys have proven that every day, putting up 20 pounds, putting up the big old bag of 1894 on the last day championship. Now, I know you wanted more. Come on, I know you'd get you would be happy with 27, 28. But, hey, how'd you do it out there? And thank everybody at home, man.
Yeah, you know what? I had a killer week. I drop shotted the whole time. I about ran almost every point in the lake, and I didn't fish one gut the whole time. So just ran those flats, ran the points. Super fun, killer place. I really want to come back here. Now I never really liked the desert, but man, this was fun. I really want to come back up here. So other than that, I'd like to thank CNC Marine, Cassell Freight, Village Supply, and all my buddies back at home. So
all right, man, right now you get to take that hot seat. So Christian, head on over there, and we'll see how long you can hold out for that one. It only took one guy to knock Dan off, but that's okay. He still got to be up here on Championship Sunday. I got a gentleman sitting over here right now. He looks happy and ready to go. He always looks that way. Let's bring him up out of Yuba City, California, Mr. Aaron Legit Britt. Come on up here, man. All right, dude, welcome back up to the stage. Championship Sunday, you're on the stage again. You got 5 fish in that bag. You got to eat an $18.95 to knock him out of there. Not quite. $15.84. Hold a couple of those bass. Let's get some pictures. And Christian has dodged the first bullet, man, and it's a big one. And Mark's up here making them strip already. Want to make sure they get all their representation out there. It's raining and windy and a little bit of cold, not really cold, but this is finally what it's supposed to be, Arizona. All right, great bass, man. It's a good job. $15.84, good solid bag of fish. I can see it in your face, man. That's not what you were looking for, but you went out there and had a good day. You're standing up here, Championship Sunday. Let's talk a little bit about what you did out there and, thank all the people that get you up here.
Yeah, it's been a fun week. It's been a long time since I've been up to the desert. I truly forgot how clean this water was. Listen, today I had a game plan going this whole tournament, make the final day, then pick up a topwater bait and run it until the wheels fell off. And that's what I did this morning. I had probably 8 bites on the first 8 points I rolled up to, all 4+ pounders. I ended up connecting with 2 of them. I had the camera guy in the boat. The footage is going to be pretty unreal if you see what happened today. And it didn't connect. But I mean, what bit I would have caught, what bit I'd have had, 21 at 7 o'clock in the morning. But it is what it is. The wind started blowing, and I kept it going and kept it in my hands. But got here by throwing a Cinco on an IROD 713 with a 20-pound Seaguar PEX braided line with an 8-pound Tatsu leader. And today was the chopper, brook the chopper. Like I said, I really figured that I could catch big ones doing that, and I knew I wasn't going to get a lot of bites, but the ones that bit were going to be big, and they bit, and they just didn't connect. But it is what it is.
All right, man. Now, who gets you here? I know you got a bunch of sponsors right there, and who gets you up here?
I got a new sponsor this year, Hilbers Incorporated. It's a local construction company back in Yuba City, and a bunch of their subcontractors picked me up. Nauman's Painting, B&T Tile, IROD, Seaguar, Legend Trucking, and most support my parents at home. They've supported me over the years doing this, and I really couldn't do without them. And I just love doing this. And one of these days, I'm going to win one of these, and hopefully it's soon.
All right. Well, unfortunately, that man gets to keep that seat right there for you. But he's happy about it. So, all right, Aaron, thank you very much for fishing. We will see you at our next event, sir. Good job out there, man. Our next angler coming out of Kalispell, Montana. Let's bring him up, Mr. Jason Crone. Come on up here, Jason. All right, man. You're going to need $18.95, just like Aaron did. We're going to look at that screen right there. It's going to come up just a shade under $17.15, man. Hold up a couple of those fish. Let's get some pictures. What do you think? Did you do a good job out there?
Yeah.
All right. That's all you need is the good support system at home, man. $17.15 puts him in second place right now. With some big smallmouth bass right there. Great job going out there. It is not easy to do this in a short time period. It's not easy to do this with all the conditions we've had to deal with. But, Jason, you went out there. You did a great job. You caught some good fish. How do you feel about being up here Championship Sunday and you're here, man, on the BAM Super 60?
Oh, I'm pumped. I always wondered, how long would it take to get to the top 10, for the final day. I just missed out on Pedro and made it here and never seen this place until the first day of the event, so couldn't be happier. This is where you want to be. Just didn't connect with the bigger ones today, but still happy with the results. I'm pretty excited to be here with my wife and daughter. Flew down into Vegas, and then I drove down. Peyton doesn't like to drive with Dad, but it was a great event.
All right, so how'd you do it out there a little bit?
Most of it was on day one was a small swim bait. I ran into a school, and it was just like 3 or 4 4-pounders in a row. It's pretty neat. And then the rest off points, and then the rest was a few off beds, but mostly just fishing points on drop shot was the majority of my catch.
All right, man. You want to thank anybody out there that brings you up on this, and you got this nice support staff right here. But, they all came down. You want to thank anybody at home?
Oh, yeah. I definitely, everyone that's rooting for me, all the Montana boys, and, like Alpha Angler, Boomer, he's part of this. His rods are awesome, Yeti GoPro, and everyone that's rooting for me always. I appreciate it. So hopefully I'll get back up here soon.
All right, man. Thank you very much for fishing with us. We'll see you at our next event. Head right off that way. And Christian has dodged another one, man. He's sitting there with 1894 right now. And he's got another great angler breathing down his neck. We're going to bring him up on the stage out of Blanchard, Idaho, Mr. Carl Okerman. Carl, come on up here, dude. Let's get some fish weighed. All right, 1895. That's still the score to beat, dude. You got how many fish in that bag right there?
We got 5.
He's got 5 fish. He needs 1895. He's got 1997. That means he's going to take over that hot seat, man. All right, reaching that bag. Let's weigh some fish up. Great job, man. Beautiful smallmouth. This place is picking out some gorgeous fish. All right, Carl, let's talk a little bit about, the people that get you here and what you did out there to catch those bass.
Yeah, I'd like to thank my parents, friends, family, guys at work. This place is on fire right now. Today I went out there, turned my Garmin electronics on, pulled up my map, and I just started putting waypoints as we were just sitting here. And I was like, I'm fishing all new stuff. We're going that way. I haven't seen anything on that side of the lake since I've been here. Used my live scope, and these guys chased me around with the camera boat. I think we got 3 or 4 catches on there. It was a really fun day. Come ripping around over here out the point the last 5 minutes, and we had that squall come through, and I picked up my spinner bait, literally had the trolling motor on high trying to stand up without falling out of the boat. Cast it out there, locked one up, called one more small fish, and yeah, almost 20 pounds.
Well, 1997 put you in that hot seat right over there. You got anybody else you want to thank at home?
Yeah. Russ, Limit Out Marine, he built my boat, got everything together. Boomer, I'm running his rods. He makes awesome rods. And Garmin Electronics.
All right, Boomer's on his way home, but you're right here. You're going to take over that hot seat right there, man. All right, sitting over there. Woo! Now, this gentleman, he took a second place at our last event on Don Pedro. We look over here to my right. He looks like he's ready to go. He's going to need 1998 now. All of a sudden, it went up just a little bit more. Out of Pasco, Washington, let's bring up Mr. Ty Manarola. Come on up here, Ty. Let's get some fish weighed now. You need 1998, dude. We're going to look at that scale right there. How many you got in there? You got 5? Yeah. He's got his 5 fish. 1998 we're looking for. 1968. 1968, man. Whoo! He's got a couple good fish in there. He's got one he wants to weigh. We don't actually give away big fish for the last day. Doesn't count, but look at the size of those fish, man. Now, what was it? 541 took the big fish, I believe it was. Let's see how close this is going to be right now. Oh, if this would have been yesterday, 602 for his big fish. That would have taken home the big fish. One day too late, man. Great fish right there. You get some good pictures of those ones? Hold that big one up. Let's make sure we get you a nice professional photo. Stand where it says stand here. There we go. Perfect. Ty, last time it was the old man, Greg Gutierrez. He kept you down just one spot. Right now you're sitting in second. Now there's a few guys over there that might have something to say with where you end up. But, dude, you went out there. You're standing up here. Again, 2 tournaments in a row on Championship Sunday. You're on the big stage. Now, I know that hurts a little bit to just be that close and not quite touch it. You're young, man. You're going to get there. You're doing a great job. You're going to get a big check for the second time in a row. Talk a little bit about how you did it out there and give the people at home some love, man.
Yeah, I had a terrible day until the very end. I had 4 fish in my live well until about 10:25, and I caught that giant. I should have had a mega bag today. I shouldn't have talked about fishing clean and bragged about it yesterday because I didn't knock on wood after. I had 13 bass hooked today, and I only caught 5 all day. I should have had 24, 25 pounds. I had giant smallmouth just come off of my hands. When it's your time, it's your time. Whoever wins today, it's going to be their time. And, yeah, the Lord tested me today, but that's why you fish till the very end. I had 4 fish all day, caught that magnum, literally with like 25 minutes left to go. And, God damn. Yeah, no, it still hurts. I just know what I could have had today, and the opportunity to get 50 grand would have been huge and big for my career. But yeah, Carl caught him, and I'm sure some other guys did. So it's just an honor to be on this stage with the best fishermen in the world, and my family, my girlfriend, our beautiful daughter. Thank you for putting up with me while I chase around this stuff. My sponsors, I caught all my fish on a dice, just like Bryant, using my forward-facing sonar. Aaron over there at Bass Boat Wired has best stuff in the game. Like I say all the time, I caught all my fish on a U-Call 711 MS spinning rod. They're not out yet. The bait casters are out, but we're about to get the spinning rods released. That's a great drop shot, smaller minnow rod, finesse rod. Damn.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. You said your career. You're 22 years old. You've got a heck of a career ahead of you. Don't you ever put your head down at all. You're up here on Championship Sunday 2 times in a row. You're doing a great job. You're going to take home a nice check anyways. But on your way by, shake that man's hand because he did a great job too, man. Carl's not going to get up that seat just yet. Woo! Carl, that's your first one, man. There's a few more to go, though. Some of them might want to weigh in. This guy right here, he's been up there before. Last time, out of Boise, Idaho, Adam Deacon. Welcome on up, man. You need 1998. That's a big bag right there. You got 5 fish in that bag? I do. He's got 5 fish. That means he's got a chance. 1998. 1871. Just a little shy reaching that bag. Hold up some fish. Let's show them off a little bit. Whew. Carl, that means that's 2 for you. There's just a few more to go, man. There's only 3 more to go. These guys have got some beautiful bass right here. This place is kicking out some great fish. They said it's on fire out there. Even though it rained, it's still on fire. Now, these guys are out there. You know how to do this, Adam, so talk to the people at home, and tell all you everything about how you did it out there.
Yeah. No, this week was an absolute blast. I love this format. Just coming here, this is my second time ever here. I've never been here in the spring. I feel like without practice, you can kind of compete being from all the way up in Idaho. So it was an absolute blast. I caught them. I was 1 rod Todd this week. I caught them all on a drop shot on a flatworm, Berkeley flatworm. And, yeah, man, it was a great time. The conditions completely changed today. I've got one that I wish I would have had back, but, these big smallmouth, they'll do that to you. They'll break your heart. But overall, great week. Want to thank a couple of people for sure. Jones Marine out of Caldwell, Idaho. Just great guys. I had a bunch of trailer issues right before getting things done. He was up till 2 a.m. making sure everything was good to go so I could make the 12-hour trip down here. Live Water Properties. I sell farm and ranch real estate all over the western states. We represent clients on some of the biggest farms and ranches in the country. So if anyone's ever out there looking for that sort of a thing, give us a call. Lastly, the Serious Angler podcast. If you guys haven't heard the Serious Angler podcast, that's myself, partner Bailey, and Andrew. We do a bunch of stuff with that. You certainly can hear some of the breakdown of this week and how things went. And, yeah, thanks to you guys for running such a great event.
All right, Adam. Great job out there, man. You're going to be sitting right now right there in 4th place for just a little bit longer until we see some of these other anglers. Shake that man's hand on the way by. Carl Okerman still sitting in the seat, man. 1997, that's a big weight. Mark said there was going to be close to 20-pounders weighed in. These limits are getting close. We're down to 3 anglers, Bryant Smith, Randy Pearson, and Dylan Maxson. I look to my right, and I see out of Sun City, Arizona. That's right. Get loud, everybody. Here close, Dylan Maxson, and coming on up here, man. Your water, your hometown. We're here, man. We're here. You got 5 fish in that bag? You need 1998. 1841. That means that man right there is going to keep that hot seat for just a little bit longer. Reach in there and grab out a couple of those fish. Whew, Carl, it's getting real now, man. How you feeling? You feeling good yet? Carl's always got that little stoic look right there. He's not sure it's going to hold out, but he's hoping it does. You got really close right there, man. You're up here, Super 60, the big stage, dude. How did it feel out there? How'd you do it? And tell all the people at home, give them a little thanks.
It was a little bit slow of a morning, but it got good. The fish were biting pretty good. I wish we had a full day, but I caught them on a crankbait, top water, and then a bottom bait. I'd follow up on them when they'd miss, or I'd see them chasing it. But overall, I wasn't on the numbers, but I wish I could have had that 20 pounds today. Today would have been the day. I didn't miss many. I think I missed one bite today, threw it back in there and got them. I broke off a fish day one, caught him again, got my bait back. You know, I fished pretty clean. I'm happy with the result. Just wish we could have had a couple of them 4-pounders today.
It takes everything that everybody at home supporting you, bringing you up here. You've got the beautiful daughter right here. Now, give them a little thanks. You know, tell everybody at home that supports you right there, you know, how you got up here, and thanks for getting up here.
You know, I got my daughter Lakeland here, Averly in the crowd, my wife Courtney. You know, without them, they're my main supporters. Got my mother-in-law, the rest of the family. Super excited they're all here. Got to thank Kevin Finley with Signature Gate Systems. Him and RJ Suzuki with Suzuki Law. Without them, this would just be a dream of mine. So without their support, wouldn't be here. Got all these other sponsors, but those are the main supporters. They definitely help a bunch.
All right, man. You didn't quite make the hot seat. Carl gets to keep it for a little bit, so on your way that way, shake that man's hand. Thank you. Good job out there, man. All right, now, whew, it's getting real. There's only 2 more over there. Carl's still sitting right there. Carl, how you feeling, dude? You feeling good? We'll see what happens. He's a little stoic. He's ready for him. I'm going to look over here. Out of Oakdale, California. Let's bring him up. He made it with a lot of keepers. Mr. Randy Pearson. Come on up here, Randy. Now, keepers are gone, dude. That don't mean anything. You need 1998. You got 5 fish in there? I do. He's got his 5 fish. His 5 fish are going to go. Dodge the last one. $17.99. $17.99. Reaching that bag right there. Whew, Carl, it's getting serious, dude. There's only one guy left. Randy's going to hold up a couple of these bass right here. Randy, that's going to put you in about 6th place right there. Beautiful bass. One of each right there for sure. There's only a few more breeds out there that you didn't catch today at this event. Let's talk about it a little bit, how you did it, and, you know, give everybody some thanks at home.
Yeah, no, first of all, I got to thank my wife. She's been absolutely amazing. I travel a lot, and being away from home, pretty special. I'm very fortunate to be able to do what I do, and, you know, thank my parents, my brother, and all the family and friends. The support is absolutely crazy. You know, this week with the format, I went in going for keepers and, you know, size of fish, and the first day I kind of had a little of both, and then when I had all the keepers, I knew the second day that I would target keepers, and so I got in that way. And counting the first day, the second day, and actually today, I'm pretty happy with the way things went. I actually never lost a fish, and, you know, I had 35 keepers the first 2 days. Today I probably caught 15 to 20, and being able to say you didn't lose a fish in 3 days is pretty amazing. So, and I got to credit, a huge part of that is spear point hooks. I was doing 4 different methods with it, and, you know, using the GP finesse, number 1 and 2-aught. That thing went great. I got to thank, of course, Chicken Ranch Casino. I mean, they're a sponsor for BAM. I wouldn't be here without them. I'm very fortunate for them. And River to Sea, CNC Marine Modesto. I'm forgetting one more. I don't know. Everyone on my jersey, thank you very much. And thank you, BAM, for all the work you guys do. This is an amazing event, and congratulations to whoever wins the event.
All right, Randy, shake that man's hand on the way by right there. You did a great job out there. Thanks, congratulations for being up here on Super 60 Sunday. All right, it's down to 2 anglers. One of them standing over here, and he led coming into this thing, and then we zeroed it on him. Carl Okerman sitting right over here. We're going to find out who's going to be a champion in just a few minutes, because when we come back from this commercial break, we'll crown a champion.
Competitive anglers powered by Mercury Pro XS outboards have won more bass fishing tournaments than all other brands combined. With lightning-quick acceleration, legendary reliability, and lightweight design, Pro XS has everything you need to travel farther, faster, and harder.
It's the moment when everything is on the line and precision, power, and control make all the difference. A moment over 20 years in the making, anchored on loyalty, trust, and support that goes beyond all expectations. A relentless pursuit of perfection. All born from a revolutionary idea to help you rule the water. Power Pole.
Hey folks, pro bass fisherman Mark Lassane here. My garage was completely cluttered with outdoor gear, but then I discovered StoreQuest Self-Storage. Now check out my space. It's like my own personal oasis. All my fishing rods, my gear have a home away from home. With everything neatly organized, I can spend more time doing what I love. Thanks to my StoreQuest unit, I've decluttered my life and made room for adventure.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to the Bass Boat Technology BAM Trail, brought to you by Tackle Warehouse, with a special thank you to Anderson Toyota for helping us up out here. There was another, what was it, Ford? What Ford helped us out here on this one, too? Bullhead City Ford also helped us out a bunch out here, and I want to give them a special thank you for doing that, having us down here and making a great place out here. Lake Mohave, the great state of Arizona. This has been a great, fun tournament. I'm going to see how long I can drag this out, because that guy right there is looking a little heated right there. He's tapping his feet. He's got it going. We've got Carl Okerman sitting over here. I got Bryant Smith off to my right. He's got a bag of fish over there, though, and he's going to need 1998 to take home that big trophy right there. Take home a $50,000 check. It's going to change one of these men's lives. So right now, out of Roseville, California, let's bring Mr. Bryant Smith up here. Bryant? Carl, come on over, dude. We're going to see who's going to be the champ. 1998 is what we're looking for. Bryant, you got 5 fish in that bag. We're looking for 1998. There's a champion right here. You know who it is. It's that man, because 1896 isn't going to get there. Carl Okerman, you are our Super 60 champ on Lake Mohave. Here's your trophy. Dude, your life just got a little bit easier. There's that check right there. You get a trophy. You get a check. Man, look at this thing. All right, Carl, what do you think? How does that make you feel? You want to give that check back to Mark?
No.
You went out there. You worked hard, dude. You've been doing this for a lot of years now. This is the pinnacle right here. How does it feel?
Feels awesome. Been doing this, I think I've been competing bass fishing about 10 years. Never won an event this big. Just, this place is on fire. Just went fishing today. I told myself when I was done, I was going to leave it all out on the water, and that's what it was today.
Let it out, man. You got it.
Yeah. It's a great day fishing.
This is what it's supposed to be about, man. The emotion is there. You work hard. You go out there. You do it. You get the big trophy. You get the big check. Carl, congratulations, man. You have done something that you've been wanting to do for a very long time. You get into this sport to do what he just did. Congratulations, my friend. That's a great win right there, and I'm sure your family at home is 100% going to be super proud of you.
Oh, yeah. They're all watching right now.
Hi. Your boy just did it. If you're watching out there, he just did it. All right, man. Congratulations. Mark, you got him the check. He's up there. Kept that hot seat for a long time. He's got it. He's going to add a little bit to it. $50,000 and $500 on top for the Bass Boat Technologies contingency program, man. That's just a little extra right there. That's going to get you home, get you an extra sandwich or something on the way back, man. Stop at, Black Bear and get some dinner.
Yeah, for sure. I got to get some water. I haven't drank anything in like 3 days.
All right, man. Everybody, thanks for tuning in right here. This was the Super 60 Championship Sunday. Carl Okerman is your champion. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, everybody, for showing up and supporting us out here. Arizona, thanks for having us down. We really appreciate it. Lake Mohave, Bullhead City, we're here. We will see you at our next event up on the Columbia River.
Bass Angler Magazine brings you more. If you want to learn the latest techniques, win your next bass tournament, or simply catch more bass, then Bass Angler Magazine is for you. From California to Florida, finesse to frogging, Bass Angler Magazine is jam-packed with how-to information from the world's best pros. Published every season, Bass Angler Magazine is crammed with fresh new articles designed to help anglers of all levels learn more and catch more bass. Sign up at bassanglermag.com today. Bass Angler is also available at Tackle Warehouse, Bass Pro, Cabela's, or for your mobile device at the Apple newsstand.
The newest addition to the Basscat STS family is here. Introducing the Caracal STS, showcasing aggressive styling paired with enhanced performance and a continued dedication to raising the bar. Measuring in at 20 feet 2 inches with an ultra-wide 96-inch beam and rated for a 250 to 300 horsepower engine, the Caracal STS boasts agility and speed and is finished with premium features to satisfy any angler. Basscat boats. Feel the rush.
Randall and I want to talk to you real quick about choosing the right electronics mount for your bass boat.
And we know the quality and effort that Van Foster has put into this company.
So what you get is a custom fitted mount, not some mass produced universal mount for every bass boat out there.
Seat pedestal plugs, tool holders, steering wheel spacers, and battery trays are all made with the same attention to detail that Bass Boat Technologies is known for. Check them out at bassboattech.com. You'll be glad you did.
Tackle Warehouse has been the premier online tackle shop since 2003, with a huge selection of not only the latest and greatest from the biggest brands, but the hard-to-find regional specialties as well. Tackle Warehouse. Click, save, fish.